the business with me. She has a team of 30 agents. She's about to hit another milestone, which means that she has personally almost signed 20 different people. So that's a really big deal to introduce 20 different families into the business. She's a wife, she's a full-time teacher. She's also working on her master's degree. So she's a very good prime example of if she can do it, anybody can do it. She's very busy, and she makes this work.
Thank you, Lindsay.
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys.
Guys, while she's sharing her screen, I just wanted to let you know one more time, if you have not already commented who invited you in the chat, please do so. This just helps us keep up with everyone that's on and allows us to know who is participating. So if you have not done that, please drop that in the chat.
Thank you. All right, so first just want to thank everybody for hopping on. If you were on the Zoom, you have expressed at least some kind of interest in the business. So I just really want to briefly kind of go over some different points. It may answer some questions, and if it doesn't, at the end, we're going to open up to make sure whatever questions you have that we're able to get those answers so that you feel comfortable and confident to go ahead and jump on board with this. Okay, I just kind of want to tell my story a little bit. So as Aubrey said, I'm Lindsay Wilkerson. I am a pastor's wife. My husband is Stuart, as you see him right there. We've been married for 12 years. We have 4 kids. It's Kason, Preston, Andy, and Eden. My oldest is 10, and they trickle on down after that. So as you can see, we are very busy. They're all in sports. Being a pastor's wife, we're doing stuff all the time, in the church, in the community. But, I kind of wanted to talk on my why, because a lot of people start for different reasons. I have some that, like Aubrey said, she's a teacher. She has a steady income, but she just wanted something extra to do. You don't have to completely quit your job to do this. You can, but it's kind of, you can kind of make this what you want to make it, which is what's so great about it. We moved to Ider, Alabama almost 3 years ago, and that is when this opportunity came up about. I kind of held off for a couple of weeks, just praying about it, and I really felt like I needed to do this. I had no idea the potential of actual income was in this. Honestly, I just thought I can get a little extra cash. I like to travel, so I thought, well, this will help me to be able to get my kids out and about and see different things. But it turned into a lot more once you actually get paychecks and you say, okay, I actually have like a full-time salary. If I was to go out and get a 9-to-5 job, first of all, I don't have time to do that. But if I was to do that, there's no way I can make the income that I make here, because it's very important that I'm with my kids. It's very important that I'm very active, that I'm available when I'm needed, and so forth. So, the thing that really spoke to my heart, and the reason why I'm very passionate about this, is as I'm in a restaurant and me and my family, we feel led that we need to pay for a family's meal next to us. It would be very devastating if I didn't have the finances to do that, different things like that. I want to leave a legacy for my children. I want to be able to not struggle just like all of you, living paycheck to paycheck. So I did kind of just want to briefly kind of go over that, just so you kind of know where I'm coming from in my story on all of this. All right, so IntelliTravel. By now, you have heard IntelliTravel. IntelliTravel is the oldest and the largest at-home agency, which is over 30 years old. We make up over 120,000 agents. A lot of people don't realize how big of a deal this is. When I first started, I really didn't grasp the concept of how big this is. But now, after talking to a lot of people who are in other agencies, this is a huge ordeal. Not only does that mean that, you know, there's integrity, they have worked up reputations, but because of the reputation that they have, they are able to have access with any vendor worldwide. That's also important because when I joined this, the last thing I wanted to do was to beg people to go to Disney all the time. I had searched different agencies and there was a lot who, you know, yeah, you can do Disney Cruise, you can do Disney World, you can do Disneyland. And I'm like, well, that's fun, but not everybody wants to do Disney World. And I am definitely not in the market to beg people to go on certain trips. So when I found out that I could basically book literally anything travel related, that really gave me a peace of mind about all of this. But IntelliTravel, as of the end of August, was a $3 billion industry. That's how many sales that they have sold in travel, which is unbelievable. With IntelliTravel, you actually get a state-of-the-art personalized booking portal. This means they do all the work. You don't have to do anything, but you will actually have a website completely built for you with your information on it. You could send that website to anybody you want to. They can book any trip they want to. And guess what? You still make the commission. There's no other agency that does that. Another thing is we have customer management software. We have more learning and training avenues than any other agency. I am not saying that as an opinion. I'm telling you, here within the last 3 weeks, I have had 4 different people who are trying to get out of a contract that they did not know that they would even signed to be a part of with other agencies, to where they signed up, they paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and they got 0 training. That is 100% not the case with IntelliTravel. Definitely not going to be the case with our team, because we are like a family and we work hand in hand with each other.
Lindsay,
Yeah.
are your slides supposed to be showing?
Yes. Are you not seeing it?
None. It's stuck on business opportunity. It's not moving at all. Just FYI.
I can stop my share and redo it because it says it's showing it to y'all. So let's see. All right. Are y'all seeing anything at all yet?
Right this second, it's spinning, saying that I guess it's trying to connect.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Is this popping up?
There we go. There we go. My story.
Okay.
Yeah. So they didn't see
So
any.
you didn't see this. So you got to see my family, guys. So I got to
Yes.
back it up a little bit. I won't go through the whole spiel, but that's obviously me, my husband, and my 4 children. So now you kind of know my story. You know our faces. So there's that. All right. And then this is kind of very briefly, this is what I was just going over with IntelliTravel. I was towards the end of this, so we'll be able to skip through this one in just a second. But another really big thing with IntelliTravel is we make 70 to 80% of the commissions. We actually just talked to somebody this week who was with another agency who told us that they had no help. They told us that they were going to be making a fraction of the cost of commission that we would make. So that told us that the agency was actually taking a lot of that commission for themselves. And that's why you really got to be careful when you're researching, you know, all these different agencies. And IntelliTravel, these 3 things right here is really what sold this for me. First thing they do is 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked within 30 days. If you really think this is not for you, but it'll be for you. But if you were to say it's not for you, they will give you your money back. That's, to me, spoke volumes, because why would a company openly tell people, I'll give you your money back in 30 days if they didn't think this was going to be successful? They also offer a guaranteed profit. So if at the end of the year, if you look into how much money you saved on your sales, on your travel, and the money that you actually brought in on commissions, if there's a difference in what you paid, and what you received, they will actually cut you a check for the difference. Also, when you book with IntelliTravel, you are also guaranteed the lowest price guaranteed. So those three things right there are basically, those are three things that they promise to withhold within the company. All right, so this is commission examples, and if y'all want to screenshot this, I know the font is very small. These are real commissions. Some of them are mine. Some of them are just different agents that I asked for some examples, just so some people can see some different examples. But as you can see at the top, one trip was little over $4,000. The commission they received was $560. Another one is $2,822, and the commission is $319. Someone booked a big one. I think this was a Sandals resort because it's $7,620, and the commission was over $1,000. So that's pretty big. And then there's some two cruises that are groups. One of them was over $23,000, and that commission was over $3,000. And then I have a $30,000 sale where I actually received over $4,000. So the potential is here, like the numbers are obviously very big, but I'll tell you one thing, the reason we can book anything. So if someone was to say, hey, I want to go to Birmingham for 2 nights, obviously the commission is not going to be $1,000. But what I'll tell you is that commission is built into all of those quotes. So regardless if you book with a travel agent or not, if you go to Marriott.com, if you go to Hilton, there's commission built into all of that. If there's no travel agent attached to that reservation, you lose the commission. No one gets it. Marriott pockets the money. Which when people realize that, they're like, okay, why not at least reap the benefits of that? Or why not use a travel agent? It's just something they have to be aware of. All right, and so Planet Marketing. So Planet Marketing is a marketing company. 9 years ago, they actually were seeking to find the best travel agency on the market, and they found IntelliTravel. So what they knew how to do was market different companies, but they didn't want to just market anything. Whatever they market, they wanted to make sure that it was, 100% satisfaction, because they didn't want to sell anything that was not going to surpass any expectation that they may have as a company. So they found IntelliTravel. They had all the resources. They had all of these vendors. The compensation plan was amazing. But what they didn't have is a good marketing strategy. And they realized that because it was one of the most, the original at-home agency, and they had 5,000 travel agents in 2016. So what they did was, these people are actually in this business. We meet with them. We have Zooms with these people. So it's really amazing that these people are very hands-on. Mr. Bradley, he's the president and CEO of Planet Marketing. He basically went in with IntelliTravel. They had this meeting and they said, give us 40 days and 40 nights to prove to you that you have an amazing agency, and that if we just put our marketing strategy with your travel industry, that you're going to boom. So they did. For 40 days and 40 nights, they worked around the clock, coming up with different strategies, working really hard, and they doubled in travel agents at the end of that. So obviously they was like, okay, we can't let these people go anywhere. So they actually signed a partnership with Planet Marketing. So now Planet Marketing, you cannot come to IntelliTravel unless you come through a Planet Marketing rep. So it's a win-win situation. Planet Marketing obviously is providing all of these travel agents for IntelliTravel. IntelliTravel's reaping the benefits because they have such a great marketing company. And we have access to all of this, which no other agency would have access to more than one actual business when they sign up. With this side of the business, you do get 6 checks a month. Now, this is not even counting the 2 travel checks with IntelliTravel. So IntelliTravel pays their commissions out 2 times a month, in the middle of the month and towards the end of the month. on top of that, with Planet Marketing, you have access to up to 6 checks. So yes, I get paid 8 checks every single month. It sounds, wow, that cannot happen to me, but I'm telling you, I didn't even know what I was doing. People just helped me, and if you're just consistent, it works. In the Planet Marketing Pledge, I don't know if you guys have saw, but I actually posted on my Facebook yesterday. I was actually able to sign this pledge that basically made my husband a beneficiary of all of the income. If anything tragic were to happen, God forbid, that my husband and my family would still be able to receive all of my income that I would receive from Planet Marketing. All right, so the investment is $199 to start up, and then it's $59.99 monthly starting the following month. I'm going to break all this down for y'all because I've gone into great detail about all this, and I don't think I really understood all that I got and how much that it would have cost if I would have done this on my own. I actually did look into doing some of this stuff on my own, and became extremely overwhelmed, obviously. Different things that you need to become a travel agent, a CLIA, your IATA number. These are different numbers that identify you as a travel agent. If you don't have these numbers, no vendor's going to work with you. They're not going to pay you commission. So these are things that's very, very needed. So whenever you sign up, you automatically get all of that, your credentials, all of the training is included. And like I said previously, I'm telling you guys, this is not normal to have this many avenues of training. We do trainings as a team. We do, we're weekly on Zooms all the time. Is it mandatory? No, but we want to make sure that we're available in case you need us. On top of that, Planet Marketing has Zooms all the time. They have trainings all the time. IntelliTravel has endless avenues of training. I still have not done all of them. They update them daily. Very hands-on customer service. You can call 24 hours, and you can get all of that, seen to where other agencies, you're not going to get any of that. Of course, that includes the personal booking website. Now, that is not just a basic Google website. I'm telling you, this would cost thousands of dollars if you were actually make a website that had a booking engine that automatically puts in like Expedia, all of that. It's the same concept, except it's your name on it. They book anything they want to. It tracks the commission. It logs the commission. This is not a normal website. Really big thing is there's no contract and there's no quotas. Like I said, if you ever thought this is not for me, there's nothing that ties you down to this. So you really have nothing to lose. You don't have any quotas, and a lot of people will have quotas before you can reap any benefits, before you can get certain percentage of commission, and so forth. So that was very appealing to me, that I did not feel pressured to have to, sell. Now, I wanted to after I saw my first paycheck, but that's on you. You build your business however you want to build it, and that's why it's so great and flexible. And you're licensed, insured, and bonded, so you're not having to go out. I do know some that wanted a business license, but it's not required. You get everything because you were under the umbrella of IntelliTravel. Instead of paying thousands of dollars to get all of that, you just pay a one-time $199 and you get everything that they have. Okay, and that is kind of the brief little overview. And I am going to, if somebody wants to help me like in the chat, if anybody has any questions at all, we would love to answer them. All right, let's see here. All right, any questions at all? You can come off mute if you want to. If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine. You can ask it in the chat. How long does the training take to get licensed once you signed up? Okay, so once you pay the $199, you're basically getting everything. You're ready to go right then. Now, we do have a training that we personally do with you guys, and it's very brief. We've kind of condensed it to where it's very simple. Whenever you come through that, you have everything laid out, you're ready to book travel. You may have questions still, and we're glad to answer it. But the goal is once you get through this training, and you will be going through training with other business partners that sign up with you. So you're never just alone. We have all of us in there to help with questions and so forth. So and the training, as far as the training goes, you know, you can kind of do it at your own pace. Some people could do it in a day, honestly. Some people like to take their time, a week, some two, and it's just completely up to you. Again, it's you run the business how you want to run it. So if you know you're more busy and you have a full-time job and you just need to work on it a couple of hours in the evening, it's completely up to you. But as far as signing up, you're good, you're licensed, you're under that umbrella, and you're good to go. On your taxes, we do get a 1099. How are commissions paid? Okay, Aubrey, do you mean like how many checks?
I just thought people would like to know like how quickly they would make their commissions
Gotcha.
after they book a trip, and
Okay.
how they would actually go about receiving that money from booking trips.
All right. So with IntelliTravel side, whenever that you go in and you book a trip, they have to travel first, and you get paid anywhere between 30, 60 days. Every vendor is going to pay at a quicker rate than some. It's just every hotel obviously is different. But what I kind of did when I started out is the more you book throughout the calendar, you will almost forget, oh yeah, it's different surprises. You know, it kind of builds up and you get a very steady flow of income coming in on the trips. Now, as far as Planet Marketing goes, people are going to ask you, hey, how did you become a travel agent? I know when I started out, people asked me because it's not extremely common for everyone to know exactly how to do all of that. So with that side of the business, you can make a check every single Thursday. If you signed up today and your sister has been thinking about it and she signs up with you, you're automatically going to make $50 paid out on next Thursday. So that side of the business is, you know, I like to tell people with IntelliTravel and my commissions, that is just like my extra blessing money. You know, I don't have to count on it, but that's because I have built residual income that I get monthly basis. Even if I was to have a terrible month, I'm making a good salary on that side of the business, only because I didn't quit, not because I did anything special, literally because I did not quit and I stuck it out, and it just literally took off and started growing on that side. And you get paid through, you can have, a lot of people have like a prepaid card. I get my paychecks put into my bank account directly, and you can kind of decide whenever you did get that paycheck, you can choose how you want to get that paid.
Says I have a family that goes to campgrounds. Is that something that we as agents would be able to book?
We do have some access to certain campgrounds, not all of them do. One thing that's really going to help you guys, we have a actual Facebook group with all of IntelliTravel agents. So you can imagine it's like Google for us, because they're 30 years old. So Facebook's not 30 years old, but they've been there, you know, just as long as Facebook. And I mean, we find out all kinds of stuff or where to find all of this info and stuff. I have booked one before, and I just contacted the campground. And I asked if they'd paid commission, and they said yes. So there's definitely options for that as well.
Okay. Definitely. How does taxes work with doing this business? Which I know that we discussed the 1099, and then it says, how does the 1099 work? So would we pay back in taxes? I'm just not familiar. You want me to answer that?
Go for it.
Okay. So with a 1099, yes. So you're not paying taxes all year long. Like when you get your paycheck, they are not taking taxes out of that. Something that I like to say to people who they worry about that, and they worry about getting a 1099, especially people who's never ever worked with 1099s before. I always say it's really up to you. You can really take money out of every single one of your checks that you get paid. And what I suggest to people who ask that, and I actually do it, myself and have other people do it. Everything I get paid, I take at least 20%. And I know that seems like maybe steep, but I would rather take out more than not enough. And I take 20% out and I put it in what I have a tax savings account. And then at the end of the year, when you do your taxes, if you owe that, which being that travel is your business, just remember that travel is your business. A lot of times you're not going to owe all that money because you have expenses for running a travel business. So don't let the 1099 scare you. You can save up the money, but you will just pay all your taxes at the end of the year after you deduct like all of your write-offs and stuff like that. Okay. So this is your full-time job. I joined in halfway, just got off work a little bit ago. So Lindsay, is this your full-time job?
It is, but I didn't mean for it to be. It just happened. So in the beginning, I joined because I just wanted something to do. I just moved. I have 4 kids, so 3 of them at the time was going to go to school, and I was like, oh, this would be a good time just to have extra money, travel, yada yada. But I really just didn't know the income that was with the business. So whenever I figured that out, yes, it took off completely, and yes, I do make a full-time. So I make more. Honestly, I don't have a degree, so I'm not saying I can go out and make a lot of money. But I did go to college, but all I did was get married, so that won't get me a lot of money. But I could not go out and go get a job 9 to 5 making what I make here. So
Yes.
that answers
And
that
to
question.
piggyback off that does not mean that you can definitely work this part-time. Since you were late coming on, I work part-time. Most of our agents do work this part-time, and are very successful in that too. So something else that I did want to say about the travel, someone asked about how long before you're certified. Even though you go through the trainings, if you were to sign up today and someone or you or your family wanted to book a trip in 2 days, you can book that. You don't have to complete the training before you're able to book. And that's very important to know, just so you know that if you have someone waiting on you to sign up, you can sign up and you can go ahead and book that also. You just need to get through the training. Okay, Lindsay, let's see. How long does it usually take for the business to take off for someone?
Okay, so this actually has all to do with you. And I know that probably sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, we have the resources there. We hand you the resources. If you will just trust us enough to apply it, it's not going to take long. I have a lot of people, there's several people on here that I see names who joined in within a week or two, actually booked a very good trip with a lot of commission that was attached to it. A lot of these people that you see on here, actually, I see made money quicker than what I did. So that should be very encouraging that I'm where I am. And I'm telling you, some of these people on here took off way quicker than I did. On that. I know I'm ADD, so can I go back and when I say I'm full-time, I don't really work 40 hours a week. I just make a full-time salary. So it actually works great. I am on the go 24/7. I book a lot of trips on my phone. I do not sit at a desk. I'm in my husband's office at the church, actually hiding from the children because I knew it'd be rowdy. So you can imagine, I'm never sitting at a formal desk working 40 hours. I just wanted to tell y'all all that so it doesn't like scare you thinking that you have to do all that to make that full income.
Also, to piggyback off what she said again, even asking how long does it take normally to book trips, even if you needed to build your clientele, even if you did not have a ton of followers to begin with, always remember what's so great about this company is that we have both parts. So if we're not booking travel right then and we're signing business partners, we're still making that money while we go to build that up. So just remember that also. What would qualify as a write-off per se? We're not tax people, so we can't go on record and say any of that.
Disclaimer.
But just think, you're in the travel business. You are also looking for business partners to talk to share the business with. So anything that you may spend money on while doing those, could
Anything
definitely,
needed to run your business.
there you go.
A lot.
There you go. So, but again, you can get with a tax professional or something like that and ask them, but just read between the lines.
Yeah, we are not
Do-
professionals.
Yes. Do you personally deposit that 20% into the tax savings, or is it automatically transferred to that account? That's amazing. Super mom. Okay. That's amazing. Super mom. She is super mom for sure. For sure. She failed to mention she has 4 kids, but she might as well count her husband as one too. But as far as deposits on the taxes, the 20%, no. At the end of the year, when you file your taxes, you will either, of course, they'll come to you and say, okay, you're getting this amount of money back, or you owe this amount of money because it wasn't taken out of your check. It's really and truly how much you keep up with the receipts and stuff like that, where when you're working your business, as far as what all the end result would be. But at the end of the year, you would pay those taxes then. So it could be really that 20% could be like a big savings, because what if you don't owe all that at the end of the year and you've saved all that money, and then you're like, wow, okay, let's go somewhere. But if not, you have the money there for you to pay your taxes. Okay. I'm so glad you're very interested, Hannah. Let's see, if we book a trip for ourselves, would we make commissions from that also?
Yes.
No, please.
There is. You do. That's very minimum of travel perks, but you actually get access to a lot of other different sorry, some highly discounted trips. IntelliTravel actually even offers very highly discounted, like some of it, like even like just paying taxes and stuff. Because all of these resorts, all these cruise lines, they want you to sell their products. So, they will give you, I know Aubrey went, I mean, pretty much almost free. Like she paid the taxes on a Princess cruise. But that's because they want you to go and experience a good time and then come back and tell your clients, hey, you need to go and sell with Princess, so there's a lot of different options out there that you could benefit from. But if all else fails, yes, you could book your trip also just as if you were the client and then make the commissions back on that as well.
Yes. Okay, great. Okay, so she says she's got the tax stuff. So I heard the part about vendors not wanting to work with you if you are not certified. Will we have to branch out to vendors, or will we be given a list of vendors to work with?
So I'm glad you said that, because with some agencies, that terrible scenario you just typed out is actually true for some agencies, which honestly sounds like an absolute nightmare. No, with IntelliTravel, we actually have what they call preferred vendors or preferred partners, and they actually have a partnership with all of these people. They are very familiar. If you ever say you're with IntelliTravel, they are very familiar with the agency because, like I said, it's the largest and the oldest one that's available. So you're not having to chase down the commission. You're not having to contact them and say, hey, I need you to send the money to IntelliTravel. Like IntelliTravel does all of that because they have a partnership with them. That makes sense.
I don't know what time to see everything. So. You're taking me tomorrow.
Okay. Any other questions?
The webinars from the partners. Oh, the webinars from the partners are amazing. That's one of our agents on here talking about that. Y'all, there is no way that you will not have all the help you need from all of the webinars from our partners, every one of them. And just to piggyback off of what she said about making commission on your own trips, y'all, that is why I signed up to begin with, because Lindsay Wilkerson is a good friend of mine, and she knew that we traveled a lot. And she told me that I would make commission on my own travel. And I'm like, okay, I'll just look at that as a discount, an extra discount on top of my bookings. And that's why I signed up. So yes, it is a win-win.
Yes, it is. Right, any other questions?
I'm looking. Y'all don't be scared to ask questions. We're here to answer them all. We want you to. There's no question is a dumb question for sure when it comes to this. The webinars are. Looks like that's it, Lindsay.
Okay. Well, let's kind of do something real quick. I know in the beginning you kind of all told everybody who invited you to the Zoom. Why don't we do this? If you are ready to go, you're ready to sign up, put a number 1 in the chat, just so we'll know. If you are very interested, but you may need to have a couple more questions, put number 2 in the chat. But you've got to type something, or I'm going to keep refreshing the page and thinking I'm going crazy because I don't see anything. Okay.
I'll be starting
Casey, we'll be looking forward to having you then.
on Galaxy. Do you mind typing your name, who you are, Galaxy S24?
Now, these that are saying 2, is this a question that I can go ahead and answer for you? Because I would be glad to do that. Or if it is something that you'd rather talk to the person that invited you here, that's fine too. But just wanted to know if it's something I can do that right here. All right. Okay, well, I think that's all that I see. We are all right with budgeting and stuff. I completely understand. I'll say, just budget out $200, because when I first started this, that was actually a very big deal for me and my family to say, hey guys, I'm actually cutting $200 out of my budget. Now I didn't, I mean, thank God I did, but I understand that you're not seeing the money yet. So this is what I recommend, is try to budget, and get this done as soon as possible, because, you know, if it's a struggle, which I can say this because it was for us 100%, it just kind of shows that how much you really need this opportunity, on this. So, okay, we have a question.
Yes, we do. Hang on. Is the
Oh,
training?
yes. We do. Look, okay, another good thing about having so many of us just on our team is we have so many gifted people. It's unbelievable. We have people who are really good at marketing, who have went to school to do stuff like this, stuff that I had no idea existed. They have taught us. Facebook and all this stuff, like there's a lot of like inside tricks to get your posting, all this kind of stuff that I wasn't aware of. We have, like I said, we have Zooms all the time. We record these. We actually post them on a YouTube channel that you have access to all the time. So yes, we have access to all of that, as well. I'm telling you, if you have a question, we probably got a Zoom already recorded on it. And we make them all the time. So you definitely have